The ball's rolled in and we're away with our final for the second tournament of the season. Jimmy Wood, quick, hungry, looking for a goal. Jimmy Wood straight out with this one. One Cruz Raj just chasing back pretty hard. Jimmy gets a bouncing ball there and can't quite connect. Now, nicely positioned for the backhand is Jose Miguel Smith, who places that for the teammate. Very nicely indeed, in fact, and it's Bryony Taylor who steps onto that one, finding the line, heading over the halfway mark. Gary Ranucci chasing back in defence, but it looks very much like Bryony Taylor is in control of this one. The ball once again settles down well inside the 30. Shot to goal to finish it off, and that's a quick one, end-to-end stuff. And the first goal goes to Andina. The scoreboard and the blue and white shirts down towards the Ham House end of the ground. One Cruz Araja, sharp from the line out this time. One Cruz running this one again. The ball spills out to the right-hand side. Bryony Taylor in behind. Still One Cruz recovering with this one. Bryony pushed out of that by Jimmy Wood. Jimmy leaning way out of the saddle once again. A driven ball there from Catherine Smithwick. Ricochets backwards. Now we've got Bryony Taylor with this one. Bryony looking for a second goal, heading down towards the corner. Big ride-off coming in there from Fleur Turner. Whistle goes. Raise their arm and appeal up to the man in the commentary box, Quentin Davis today. And he has the final say of foul or no foul. In this case, umpires agree. Spot penalty awarded to Vendetta. Ginny Featherstone Wizzy marches this one over the halfway line. Brilliant, calm swing as she just collects the ball up and takes it forward. One Cruz now with the loose ball, turning this around underneath the pony's neck, the long route round. One Cruz on a one-man tour of the field as he crosses all the way over to the clubhouse. Gary Ranucci with a big push and a ride-off. Still One Cruz though in possession. Chips the ball over the top. Jose Miguel now with an opportunity. Jose Miguel Smith strikes nicely up towards the 60, controlling this one. The ball settles down, takes it slightly off the bounce though. Jimmy Wood trying hard to pick this one up. Jose Miguel holds on. Great stop there by Bryony Taylor as she holds the ball up, allows One Cruz to get himself back into position. He's going to have a crack at this one. Great hook there from Jimmy Wood. One not happy at all, thinks that possibly the hook came from the wrong side. Umpires had a clear view though. Jimmy carries on. Turns back inside, dodging away from the Argentine player. Jimmy Wood all the way from New Zealand. We saw a lot of his brother here last year, Charlie Wood. Great to have Jimmy playing here in a couple of our tournaments this season. So Jimmy sends that one over the halfway line. One Cruz now is allowed to get onto that ball as he finds himself with possession of the line. One turns this around, back towards the centre spot. Plenty of pink shirts in front of him. He wants to give his forwards a chance to get through. Now he's going to carve a route round once again. Jimmy stretches for the hook, but this time One Cruz gets away with it. One Cruz up to the 60, holding on to this one, goes to a patch and do its ball spills left. Can he bring it back in under the next shot to goal, but it's going to go wide. Against Andina with a team handicap of 2. Got themselves a half goal advantage at the start of this based on the handicap difference. Jimmy Wood now down the picnic side of the ground, past Chaka Tucker, holding on to this one, chips the ball high. Is it going to remain in play? Holds on to the boards, it just about stays in. Still he's got pressure coming in from Bryony Taylor, who puts on the brakes there to stay with it. Still Jimmy Wood slips past on the outside, still holding on to this one. Now he's got One Cruz Araja pushing against him. It's still going to be Jimmy Wood looking pretty good as he goes in towards the goal. One Cruz looking for the hook, but the ball finds the posts and it is through. That is going to be... So the ball rolled back into play. Jose Miguel is the one who gets hold of possession. He's got a challenge coming from Jimmy Wood. Quick on the near side. One Cruz snatches that one up and sends it forward for Jose Miguel. Now on the run down the field. Being challenged by Ginny Featherstone. When he launches the ball towards the goal. Gets through the ride-off. He's got an opportunity here. It's going to be a tricky shot to goal. He flicks it in towards the post. Has he found it? It is wide. Almost put too much on the ball. White team have to retreat 30 yards from the hitter. Jimmy Wood comes in front of his own goal, changes direction to find some space. Bryony Taylor looking to make the challenge. Jimmy Wood sends the ball forward now as he runs towards the clubhouse, picks it up out of the air. Nice bit of tennis there by Jimmy Wood, again off the half volley. This time doesn't manage to connect. Now there's the backhand from Jose Miguel to One Cruz Araja. Sends the ball in towards the goal. Bryony Taylor's chasing this one down. Can she get in front with enough space to get away with this one? Bryony Taylor shot to goal, but it's spilt wide. Fleur Turner clears a little bit further. One Cruz Araja receives the backhand right in front of the post and puts that one away. Already this season, they've certainly got 5 or 6 matches together under their belt already this year. And that's going to start to pay off very nicely as the tournaments progress through the season. Jimmy Wood round the outside, finds the space, holds the pony. He's got 2 players in front. He doesn't want to have to go through a challenge with both of them. Leaves the ball behind as Jose Miguel comes in with a ride-off. Recovers well to hold on to this one. Still Jose Miguel keeps the challenge going. Now there's the cut shot, sliced brilliantly. It's all the way down the field. It might just come to rest in play. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty possibly looking to play the backhand in towards the post. She does indeed, strikes it nicely to keep it in play, but Juan Cruz Araja, quick as a flash, onto the end of that one. Sends the pass up to Jose Miguel, who is just waiting for that one absolutely perfectly. Racing back in defence, we've got Gary Ranucci. First bell rings, 30 seconds to run. We've got Gary Ranucci making the challenge on Jose Miguel. The first shot's absolutely cracking all the way down the field, up to the 40-yard mark. Gary doesn't quite connect. This is the opportunity for Jose Miguel, chasing it down to hold it in. He flicks it towards the post. That is an absolutely brilliant finish there by Jose Miguel Smith. What a goal by that man. Here we go, the second chucker. Jose Miguel Smith swipes that one out of the line out beautifully. Now takes the second shot well away from the challenge from Ginny Featherstone-Whitty. Accelerates the pony beautifully out front. Jose Miguel running down towards the goal, but it's gone out wide and picked up by Jimmy Wood. Jimmy wastes no time finding that loose ball. Turns it around. He's got a challenge coming from Jose Miguel. Now he's going to get through. Everybody drives the ball further. Absolutely beautiful straight shot. No slice or fade on that. Now here comes Gary Ranucci leading out. Picks up the ball very well indeed. Gary going up over the halfway line. Catherine Smithwick looks to make the challenge. Does enough to put him off his shot. Juan Cruz Araja now. The backhand straight down the board. Bryony Taylor picks this one up. Bryony Taylor being challenged by Fleur Turner, but it's still going to be Taylor. Bryony with a shot towards goal. Comes to rest on the 40-yard spot. Who's going to be the first there? The marking absolutely brilliant out there. All of the white players taken out by pink, and we've got Jimmy Wood turning this one around. Sends that one over the top. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty's going to ride onto this one. Juan Cruz Araja chasing back in the fence, but Ginny riding Theo in this chucker. Strikes the ball well going forward. Juan Cruz under considerable pressure there from Fleur Turner. Appeals back for a whistle. Looks like he's got it. There's just taking a moment to calmly turn the ball around. Jimmy Wood sends the shot in towards the goal very nicely indeed. We've got a hook there on Gary Ranucci. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty also hooked out it. Juan Cruz gets the tail backhand away to rescue that one. It's read well by Jimmy Wood as he accelerates back into the pack. Gets the ball snatched off him by Juan Cruz. Nice punch of the ball there from Bryony Taylor to set up Juan Cruz Araja, who launches that one into space over the halfway line. Gary Ranucci, look at the speed of this man as he goes back in defence. Juan Cruz, unflustered, takes the next shot. Gary Ranucci comes into contact with the ride-off. Juan Cruz Araja shoots to goal, but he's scooped it left. What's he done after all that work? Ball back in by Jimmy Wood. Sent cross court to Fleur Turner. Fleur hooked out of this by Jose Miguel. Strong, solid hook. You heard the sticks coming together there. This sets up Juan Cruz to turn the ball around. The next shot's good as he sends it sliding past the umpire. Going back in defence once again is Gary Ranucci. Called off it by Jimmy Wood. Jimmy tails the backhand. Gary's already there around the corner. Juan Cruz comes on to this one. Opens up the backhand, but the whistle goes. This jacket, that's one of his favourite ponies. Ball back in by Jimmy Wood. Challenge coming from Bryony Taylor. She waits up in front. The pony dancing around. It's desperate to get into contact. Can he get past? He puts the accelerator down. He does very well indeed to get past the first challenge. Now applies the brakes as the pack's in front. That gives Bryony Taylor the chance to come back in looking for the challenge. Juan Cruz Araja tries to get through, but it's pitched off it by Ginny Featherstone-Whitty. Ginny onto the near side. Sticks going up in the air. Clearance shot there by Bryony Taylor, but doesn't get too far. Looks like we've got another whistle. Half swings all he needs, puts it through the centre, the flag waves, it's another goal for the Pinks. Umpire hurls the ball back into play. Gary Ranucci's there with a shot forward. Gary playing well, bringing the ball forward for his team. Now we've got Juan Cruz Araja who stops on a sixpence, turns around, and we've got a pass up to Catherine Smithwick, who's being hassled hard by the Kiwi player. She does just enough to put him off his shot, and this gives the opportunity to Antina. Can they bring the ball forward? Jose Miguel Smith there with a shot way up to the front door. Now Jimmy's looking hassled as he races back in defence. Manages to get hold of that near side backhand. Juan Cruz Araja's read it well though, and he's already there. Bryony Taylor recovers this one. They're still inside the 60. Andina hunting for that next goal. Now Juan Cruz calls her off it as he turns the corner a little bit more sharply, points himself to goal, sends the shot forward. He's having a go from all the way out there. Has he found the mark? It's out to the right hand side as Catherine Smithwick chases that one down. Jimmy Wood brings this one back into play, taps once across his own goal, now launches the shot along the ground, but it's still got the distance going all the way back. Catherine Smithwick's there, looking for the backhand. Quite connected as Gary Ranucci finds himself with another opportunity as he goes over halfway. Catherine onto the near side, interrupts his advance forward. Now Jimmy Wood recovers the ball, chips a little bit high, gonna have to try and take that off the volley. One Cruz gets there with the hook. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty keeps it going as the players back each other nicely. Vendetta coming forward, Ginny with a shot to goal. One Cruz Araja takes that one off the line and sends it out towards the boards. Now he's got space, he's got time. He hasn't got a challenge. Jimmy Wood comes emerging from the pack as he realises One Cruz can't be given too much time. The ball sent forward. Catherine Smithwick's going to have this one passed way up to her. Gary Ranucci still flying back in defence. Catherine puts the accelerator down as she goes forward. Gary with the ride-off picks up the ball, looks to turn it a little bit around. Jose Miguel doesn't quite connect as it just bounces out of reach.
Taking it forward, not overcommitting.
Backhand, Ginny Featherstone-Whitty, Brian Taylor with the ball, sends it towards the back line. Will it come to rest just inside play? Turned around by Jimmy Wood. Jimmy holding this one, holding on. Here comes the challenge from Bryony Taylor. Looks to put the hook in. Jimmy jinks to the right-hand side, holding on to this one. Gary goes flying up the middle, looking for the pass. Now he's in position. Jimmy releases. Gary's on the run again. Gary up towards the 60. Mike Connect gets hooked by his own pony, I think they're punishing right off of One Cruz coming in from Fleur Turner. The ball turned around now a little bit by Andina. Bryony Taylor gets robbed though by the Kiwi player. Sees a gap to goal. 30-second warning bell rings. It's Gary Ranucci there with the ball. Gary on the 40. Everybody appealing. Are they going to get the whistle? The clock's ticking down. We're inside that last 30 seconds. And they're out of the line out and he's away. Dodges through the hook. Just about gets caught now. Backed up well by Fleur Turner. Fleur Turner takes this one forward. Jose Miguel can't quite reach the hook. Fleur Turner accelerates the pony, strikes the ball to goal. Look at that shot. What a finish there by Fleur Turner. Absolutely fantastic goal. So the ball's back in play. Jose Miguel has been checked over. He's good to go. Paramedics are happy with him. The ball's back in. Jimmy Woods got hold of this one. Jimmy onto his near side. Still being hassled by the Andina defence. One Cruz is there. Snatches the ball on his near side. Takes it back towards his own goal. Now with the tail back. A great angle on that as he sends it back towards the board. The Binks are the first to turn there. And we've got Fleur Turner on the end of this one. Jose Miguel, a little appeal there as he chases the line down. Fleur Turner has enough space to turn around. Gets back towards the goal. Catherine Smithwick's there with the challenge. Backhand by Bryony Taylor. Picks up by One Cruz Araja. One's on a run now up towards halfway line. Jimmy Wood chasing on. Reaches way for. Look at that hook by Jimmy Wood. Stretch Armstrong to get that one as One Cruz was flat to the boards, galloping down the field. He knew he had to make that one count. Nice strike of the ball by Bryony Taylor. Sends it up to One Cruz. He puts that a little bit too far forward. Jimmy's there with the hook. Still Bryony Taylor coming through, supporting well. Now Jose Miguel Smith with a shot forward. Bit of pinball there amongst the ponies' hooves and strikes it high, strikes it straight. That's absolutely. Bryony Taylor comes out of the line-up with that one, hooked out of it by Fleur Turner. Fleur moving back in defence now as One Cruz sends a shot over the top up to Catherine Smithwick. Smithwick can't quite control that one as the bounce is there just on the 60. Fleur Turner out towards the boards, turning the ball around. Hooked out of it by Bryony Taylor. One Cruz, Jimmy Wood now. Jimmy coming back across the field again. That drive of the ball so perfectly straight with the way he strikes that one. Excellent swing. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty on Mexicana. Picks this one up. Ginny advancing down the field. One Cruz can't quite reach the hook. He leads it further forward again. Ginny dodges through. One Cruz this time picks it up. Tries to take the ball under the pony's neck. Again, it just juggles around, causing a bit of difficulty for it. Jimmy Wood appealing back as two players come in for a challenge and the whistle goes. Strike's good. It's not quite as high, but it is straight. So the ball back into play once again. We change ends, and this time it's One Cruz Araja, but against that Stretch Armstrong. Jimmy Wood with the hook. Catherine Smithwick picks up the ball nicely, sends it a little bit further forward against that, backing up that beautiful positioning, that teamwork from Andina, the punch of the pass over the top. Catherine Smithwick shot to goal to finish it off, and Andina answer. So the players line up, the ball to roll back in. One Cruz Araja Good percentage out of the lineouts. Once again, finds possession, sends that one high up in the sky. Settles down just in play. Big ride-off there from Jimmy Wood. Juan Cruz Araja just about gets out front, gets a nose in front of him, sends the shot underneath the pony's neck. He's chasing down his own pass. Can he get there in time? Can he get a stick to it? And Dina players behind. And the ball rolls in. So Jimmy Wood just about getting away with that one and brings the ball back into play. Again, it's one of those huge cannon shots down the field, all the way up to halfway. Catherine Smithwick's back in defence, hooked out of it by Ginny Featherstone-Whitty. The players cancel each other out, but it's enough to allow Juan Cruz the opportunity to turn this one around. Here's the challenge from Gary Ranucci. Gary not giving anything away. Looks like he's got the better of him. Gary's having an absolutely fantastic match. He's slightly hanging around the pony's neck there. It's just
He's on fire.
absolutely on fire this afternoon. Juan Cruz, he defended goal. It struck well, it struck straight, it's got a little bit of fade on it, it's just... So we're ready for the fourth and final Chuckarall mixed doubles final. There's more polo to follow this, but this is the highlight of our afternoon. Do enjoy a good tournament final here. Jimmy Wood under considerable pressure there from Bryony Taylor. Bryony pushing so hard against Jimmy, he keeps having to move the ball to his left-hand side to keep control of it. Now he pushes back as he passes that clubhouse, goes over halfway. Jimmy Wood looking to launch this one forward, sends the pass up for Gary Ranucci. Gary's been thoroughly marked out of this one by Catherine Smithwick. That clears the space for Juan Cruz Araja, who applies the brakes, moves the ball well away from where Jimmy Wood's standing. Great play there by Gary Ranucci as he stays 100% with his man. The shot's away from Juan Cruz Araja. The big overlap for Andina as we've got Catherine Smithwick taking this one forward. Ball's left behind for Juan Cruz. Juan's going to hit this one. In this case, softly. Gets past Jimmy Wood. Jimmy's on the brakes. Juan Cruz is on the accelerator. Juan Cruz in towards the goal. Jimmy gets the hook in. Bryony Taylor backing up. Absolutely brilliant team play there by Andina as they march this one forward. The ball stolen away by Jimmy Wood. Our umpires aren't happy with that. And 4.5, and Andina position themselves excellently well in this final chucker. So the ball back into play. This is a crucial line out, and Vendetta don't want to give anything away. It looks like Jimmy Wood's fighting to get this one. Still Andina keep the pressure on. Juan Cruz slides in there looking for the hook. Jimmy Wood trying to get this one away. Juan Cruz still with him. Now Jimmy Wood's on the jump as he gets just out in front. Juan Cruz pushing hard in defence. The ball bounces high. Jimmy controls it nicely. First shot into the post. Juan Cruz an opportunity. Can he take it off the line? Just inches off the line as he hits that backhand. Speeding in defence. Back to get hold of this one. Bryony Taylor turns this one around. Can she get past Gary Ranucci? Looks like she's got the legs to get past. Still Bryony Taylor running down the field. Absolutely fantastic play. This is Andina turning defence well and truly into attack. The shot to goal's good. The final write-off's there. The ball's still right in front of the post. Catherine Smithwick pushed over the ball. Jose Miguel Smith with an opportunity to finish this one off. Oh no, he's put it wide. I don't believe it after all that. Play taps it forward. Early challenge from Bryony Taylor. Jimmy with a bit of an acceleration of the pony there. Gets past, sends the shot back up to the front door. Could we have another goal for Vendetta? Nice strike of the ball there by Fleur Turner under pressure from Jose Miguel Smith. We're going all the way back down the other way. Ball goes out a little bit wide. Bounces out of the way of the backhand. Ginny Featherstone-Whitty's there. That's a very nice approach shot. Can Ginny finish this one off? The ball left behind for Juan Cruz. Juan Cruz Araja turns it around. Sends the ball back the other way. Catherine Smithwick swings onto the end of this one. Strikes well, lofting the ball up towards that halfway mark. Still Catherine running this one down. Gary was coming in with the challenge. The bouncing ball gets the better of her, and it's going to be Bryony Taylor with this one again, running it down the field, looking for a goal. She almost made it down the first time. Gary Ranucci was there in defence. Once again, he's there with the challenge. The ball just out of reach. Jose Miguel strikes the goal. He's found the mark this time. What a goal there by Andina. Great teamwork. Now the whistle goes there to hold the back down the centre of the line. Now Bryony Taylor comes through trying to hold on to possession, gets hooked out of it. Now we've got Fleur Turner with the ball, sending it back to Jimmy Wood. Jimmy looking for a solo run here, can't get the big swing in to launch the ball. He's going to have to tap this one all the way. He's going to have to watch it like a hawk as it's bouncing around. Jimmy Wood right in front of the goal. Can he control it? He's got Gary Ranucci in support behind. Gary takes the shot to goal, but pushed over it by Catherine Smith. Tail backhand by Juan Cruz, out towards the boards. Picks up on the near side by Jose Miguel Smith. 2 minutes to run, and Jose can't quite connect with that, and it's going to be Fleur Turner. Bryony Taylor coming. So So one Cruiser Raja with a 60-yard penalty. This time it's high, but is it through?
What they do, they just sort of shine a torch.
Right, to have the ball. They've got their work cut out for them.
Where did it hit you?
On the head and the shoulder.
Oh yeah, you need to get it with them.
Jimmy Wood sends the ball forward. Great ride off there by Bryony Taylor, but Jimmy still with this one over the halfway line. Now applies the brakes, holding onto the ball, controlling nicely, tapping as it jumps around a little bit. This time Bryony gets stuck into the ride off. Jimmy kicks the ball forward. No one Cruiser's going to find this one. Tail backhand's called for, tail backhand's answered nicely. Jose Miguel does well, taking the man out there, allowing the first player onto the ball. Catherine Smithwick drives it forward up towards halfway, pushes the pony forward as she accelerates past Ginny Featherstone-Wissey. Two pink shirts around her, but she's controlling the ball beautifully. Being ushered slightly out towards the corner of the field. Next shot's going to be required to send it back in. Ginny's there with the backhand. Little short backhand, but it's picked up by Jose Miguel. And now Jimmy Wood. Jimmy turning the ball around, still being hassled hard by Bryony Taylor. Jimmy up towards the halfway line, controlling this one onto his near side and flicks it forward with a bit of distance this time, up to the Chaka stand. Strong backhand by Bryony Taylor, intercepted by Fleur Turner. Backhand again by Jose Miguel, looking for one Cruiser Raja, but he's got his pocket picked there by Jimmy Wood. Jimmy back round the corner, shot to goal. Vendetta trying desperately to keep this one inside the goal mouth, but back in defence is Jose Miguel. Doesn't quite connect with the backhand. Look at the under-net shot there by Fleur Turner to finish that one off. Double storm, let's have a round of applause for our winners, Andina